Well, the field of 40 cars are lined up here today for the start of stop number 17 of the Castrol GTX Cup Series here on this 2-mile D-shaped racetrack that sits in the Irish Hills of Brooklyn, Michigan. In other words, named Michigan Speedway. And yes, there is a Brooklyn in the state of Michigan. But we are here today for 30 laps of racing. It is the running of the Miller Lite 400 as we're set for racing here today. And this is the halfway point of the season. This will be after this race is done. It'll be 17 down and 17 to go on the season. as we end the first half of the season here today. On the pole for today's race at 199 miles per hour, it is Joshua Osborne, a number 20 Home Depot Pontiac. He has one of our 3 in-car cameras in today's race as well, too. He's alongside the boss man of the NNSCRA, Seth Cole, the number 5 Kellogg's CarQuest Chevrolet. Seth won the season at Richmond. Second row has 2-time winner this season, Dylan Poteet, number 22, and Phil Parker, in number 40, the Coors Light Dodge. Looked like he had the race at Pocono 1 and then got passed late in the going in that race as well, too. But Phil's running strong, getting stronger every race here as well, too. So look for him to be a contender here today. Third row, we'll see car number 32, Zachary Fitzwater, the winner of the Winston at Charlotte this season. And number 88, Keith Batson, who won Talladega this season. Next row down has number 10, Matt McIntyre, another car to watch here today. And he's alongside number 4, William Brock, a 2-timer this season. He won that race at Pocono that I was talking about, and he also won the season at Bristol. Next row down has number 18, Nathan Orman, and number 97, Jesse Turner. Both of those drivers have won this season as well, too. Turner at Martinsville, Orman at Rockingham. The next row down has two multi-time winners this season. Jessica Shelton, the 4-time winner this season so far, including the Daytona 500. And number 2, Dylan Young, who's won twice this season. He won at Darlington and North Wilkesboro. Next row down has car number 16, John Andrews, and 25. That is James Henry. Next row down has number 24, Charles Sanford, another 2-time winner. He won at Texas and Sonoma. Next row down he's alongside number 33, Daniel Bouchard. Next row down has number 12, that is Zach Winkle, and number 99, Levi McIntyre, the Office Depot Ford. Next row down has Trent Dunham in number 26, and he's alongside number 19, Ryan Brommer. And it's number 55, Quentin Moore, and our second in-car camera running inside the car of Kyle Matthews at number 42, Texaco Haviland Dodge. Next row down has number 43, that is Mike Becker, and 71, Gabby Conklin. Next row down has number 6, Ryan George, and number 38, Laura Chung. Next row down has number 7, that is Alexander Rowe in the Sirius Satellite Radio Dodge. And 48, Paul Minnick in the Lowe Chevrolet. Next row down has Christian Vargas in 45, and our third in-car camera riding inside Cole Deaver's car, the number 3 GM Goodwrench Chevrolet. Next row down has number 41, Tito McCoy, and he's alongside number 31, or actually 41 is Wes McCoy, excuse me. He's alongside 31, James Sykes. Then it's number 15, Allison Rain, and number 44, Tito McCoy, the Bronny Georgia Pacific Papers Dodge. Then it's number 29, that is the car of Ryan Butcher, and 28, 28 Cat Basson, excuse me. Let's go Haviland Ford. Next row down has Cement Oscon in number 11, and number 21 car of Roberto Crown Jr. Starting shotgun, the field will be number 8, Amanda Evans, and number 1, Clint Buchanan. So the field lined up for racing here today, as we mentioned, 40 cars on the track here today. 30 laps will determine the distance here today in the Miller Lite 400. As we're in our first of 2 stops at Michigan this season, and we basically have done all our go round of our tracks we go to on the circuit. Usually our second half of the season is these second go round tracks with a few ones we haven't gone to yet sprinkled in, like New Hampshire and Phoenix. Both of those tracks are on the second half of the schedule. In fact, we'll be going to New Hampshire a couple races from now, which will be raced after the next race on the tour, the Pepsi 400 at Daytona. So that said, here's the command to fire them up here at Michigan.
3, 2, 1, gentlemen, start your engine.
Command has been given to fire the engines as the pace car leads the field off a pit road for the pace lap. We'll be back for the start of the race right after this. Field heading into turn number 3 now as we're getting set for racing here today. It is 30 laps of racing, and we have a all GM front row, a Pontiac on the pole and a Chevrolet on the outside, and then you got a pair of Dodges on the second row, and we also have a Pontiac Chevy on a Pontiac and a Ford on the third row. Fourth row is a Pontiac and a Chevy, and a fifth row is a Pontiac and a Ford. As the green flag's about to fly here. And the Miller Lite 400 is underway here at Michigan, and Phil Parker gets a good start here. He's on the outside already of Seth Kohler, tries to get on the outside. And this track is wide enough where you'll see 3, 4, and sometimes 3 or sometimes 4 wide racing. Much like the track we were on to a little bit earlier this season at California Speedway. And turn 2 usually is a trouble spot on the first side, but not this time, as everybody makes off turn number 2 very, very well. And Seth Cole hung up on the outside. Joshua Osborne will lead lap number 1 here, and if he can get back to the start-finish line first, which he definitely will, as he leads the first lap of this race here. Dylan Poteet, second position. Third is Phil Parker. Battle for fourth between Nathan Orman and Zachary Fitzwater. Off of turn number 2 they come here, and now Parker moves to the low side of Poteet. I mentioned Parker's been having some strong runs the last few races of the season. He dominated the early part of races at Dover. He actually led the most laps at Pocono, the last race that we brought to you on the tour, and he almost won that one and got past coming to the white flag by William Brock. But Parker seems to be knocking on the door of that first win of the season and trying to become the 10th different winner of the season. We've had 9 winners so far in this first half of the season, so we're on. So things are looking pretty good right now as far as another season of multi-time winners. Nathan Orman running in 4th position now in the number 18 car. As I mentioned, only won 1 time at Rockingham. Actually, he's dropped the 5th position, not 4th. Actually, he has 4th position, excuse me on that. As Dylan Posey is now close to the back of Joshua Osborne for the top spot here, as he and Phil Parker is hooked up. John Andrews is 5th. 6th position is Zachary Fitzwater. 7th right now is Charles Sanford. 8th is Jessica Shelton. 9th is Jesse Turner. And 10th is Quentin Moore. As 3 cars are hooked up there for the top spot. And here comes Poteet for the lead on the inside of Osborne. As they go into the third turn here, Osborne gets a better entrance into the turn. Poteet has to back off just a slight bit, and now he and Phil Parker are side by side. Coming off turn number 4. And Parker's going to get the push from Nathan Orman in car number 18, and now Parker goes to second place now, and Orman trying for third. There are 3 wide between Orman, Poteet, and John Andrews, and Andrews in a 16 car had third for the moment, but now Orman and Poteet is trying to fight back on the outside. Poteet does so successfully, and takes a spot from up the middle. But now Andrews getting a draft off of the 32 car of Zachary Fitzwater, and usually you don't hear drafting in the same term in a tournament drafting, and you wouldn't think a drafting term being used at Michigan as opposed to Talladega and Daytona, but the draft kit usually comes into effect here on this track as well too. This track is big enough that 2 miles in length, and they run such high speeds here. In fact, we're seeing speeds already of over 198, 199 miles per hour out of a couple of cars. So, and you see the speed, and you see the speed ticker right there on the top there, 203 miles an hour in the case of Zachary Fitzwater in the draft coming into the third corner. In the meantime, we got a new leader, Phil Parker, back out in front. Actually, he is out front for the first time today, and Parker leads his first lap in that number 40 Coors Light Dodge. The man they call the Ragin' Cajun, hailing from the state of Louisiana, as he comes off turn number 2 now. Parker still, as we mentioned, still searching for that first victory. He's had strong cars the last couple of races on the tour, so he feels like today may be his day to finally pull one off here this season. But John Andrews at 16 car, that car, as you remember, its only win, or Andrews' only victory, came in a track sister to this at California last season. Second place battle he's in right now against one of the best, Joshua Osborne. As they go into turn number 1 now, Osborne has the outside lane to his advantage and takes the pass on the outside of the track here in that orange Home Depot Pontiac, but now Andrews not giving up in that red, white, and blue 16. The National Guard forward as he goes into the third turn. Not quite enough. Now he regroups, tries it again throughout this race. Fitzwater running fourth. Orman now in fifth position, and Pote has slipped to sixth. And now a good battle going on right here. Charles Sanford, Quentin Moore, James Henry, Jessica Shelton, and Jesse Turner. And also throw Matt McIntyre in the mix now, number 10 machine. There he is in the Valvoline Pontiac. As he's gotten by Turner now, and so will Levi McIntyre, number 99. There he is in the Office Depot Ford. McIntyre was 13th the last time by. This should be, I think, 12th place, probably. Yes, it is 12th place. As Turner was 10th that comes across the start-finish line, he's going to slip back even more. As here comes Keith Batson on the inside of Turner. And Keith takes position away, so that is 13th he just took, and dropping Turner back to 14th. Well, make that Seth Cullen 14th now. That's another thing this track has in common with Daytona and Talladega. Sometimes in our competition, you stay up on a high side, you're going to get freight trained. And Kyle Matthews looking to get past Turner right now, so you jump on board with Kyle Matthews and have on Dodge. Matthews, a former winner here in Michigan. He would like to get a win in his rival state, as he is from Ohio. As is Levi McIntyre as well too. So both of them like to get a win in Ohio's rival state of Michigan. Unless you're a college football fan, you never get the lingo. 10 laps in the books here, 20 laps remaining. Just a great start to this Michigan 400. As Matthews hanging in there in 16th position now. Now he tries to get by McIntyre for position, and he looks like he has done so. But now Ryan George is going to shove him up the track now. Ryan George is going to try for position in a 6th car. There he is. That is battle for 15th position here. Matthews has it for the time being, but Ryan George goes inside. He's got the helper in the 3 car of Cole Deaver in the GM Goodwrench Chevrolet. Cole Deaver carrying on left hand in this today's race. 197 miles an hour to turn number 3 goes Cole Deaver. Down about 182 in the middle of 3 and 4. Not that sure going to be well over 200 coming off turn number 1. Now, there ain't no bet to it. They are going to be well over 200 going into number 1. 203, 4, 5, 206 in turn number 1. That's about 189 miles an hour, turn number 2. And you saw the speed right there, 201 miles an hour to turn number 3. But into turn number 3 goes Alexander Rowe. He'll get past Deaver, as will the 99 car of Levi McIntyre. So that will move Alexander Rowe up to the 18th position. McIntyre 19th and Deaver in 20th. And now we got real good racing. Joshua Osborne has fell way back in that 20 car. Osborne was up in the top 5 a little while back, though, and he's dropped back to 14th position now, as he got freight trained on the outside, much as we saw Jesse Turner do earlier. Turner, ironically, is now trying to gain back what he lost. And now Matthews, along with Ryan George, Trent Dunham, and some others, and Osborne stuck in the middle now. At 20 car. 3 wide to turn number 1 they go here. Osborne almost making contact with Keith Batson. Batson had to back off the throttle. And down off turn number 2 now. And Osborne gets a draft off of Kyle Matthews, trying to make as those two tries to make headway through the field. And now Dylan Poteet's caught up on the high side, as is also Matt McIntyre and Jessica Shelton. Off turn number 4 now, and now Quentin Moore and Charles Sanford begin to roll up through the field. Quentin Moore in 5th position and Sanford in 6th, and they are far wide in turn number 1. Matt McIntyre got shoved way up the track, as did Shelton, and he is gonna drop back a bunch here. McIntyre was running, I think, 7th the last time by, and he gets passed now by both Trent Dunham and the 6th car of Ryan George. And here comes Keith Batson like a bat out of you-know-where. And same with Seth Cole. Mike Becker in there too, the 43 car. Well, that cost McIntyre a bunch right there. Let's see where Matt gets shuffled back. He was 7th the last time by. He is now 18th this time by. When they got into turn number 1 here, 4 wide, and I thought McIntyre was wrecked. But we still got it going on in the middle of the pack right here as Matthews, Ryan George, and Keith Batson now get by both Becker and Shelton. And now they work on Dylan Poteet in the 22 car. Matthews gets by him, and now Ryan George tries to move it inside. Poteet has the outside lane to his advantage, and he now runs right now in the. Well, Poteet right now runs in the 11th position. Matthews taking 10th away. But up front, it is still Phil Parker out in front. And give a call to James Henry in the 25 car, up to 2nd place right now. Neither Phil nor James have won a race this season. And actually, James Henry has never won a race ever in the Castrol GTX Cup Series. It's going to be a first for him if he can get a win here today at Michigan. Talk about 9 different winners here. Neither Parker nor Henry, and even John Andrews in 3rd position. Those 3 have not won yet this season. Nathan Orman has, however, or as we mentioned, Orman won at Rockingham in the Goodwrench 400. We'll be heading back there for the 3rd to the last race of the season for the AC Delco 400. But off the 4th turn they come now as Henry moves to the inside, or I should say, keeps on the back bumper of Phil Parker. 19 laps in the books. We're down to 11 laps remaining here at Michigan Speedway. Now James Henry dives to the inside of that number 25 Chevrolet as he moves inside of Parker for position. Parker keeps position for the time being. And John Andrews goes up the track, and now Nathan Orman in the 18. He gets past Andrews, and now Quentin Moore. And it's another driver who's not yet won a season, believe it or not. Quentin Moore looking for his first victory of the season, and don't count Quentin out just yet in a 55 car. He's won 3 poles this season, though, but he has not won a race yet, though. So Quentin looking to have something to prove this season. That 55 car can run with the very best, though, but has had trouble finding his way to victory lane. Off turn number 4 they come here. Orman now closing up on James Henry for that number 2 position now. Coming down for 9 laps to go. 21 down and 9 left in this race here. 4 cars hooked up to behind here, and as he goes to see John Andrews and Charles Sanford hooked up right there, the 2016 and 24 machines. And now the 32 car of Zachary Fitzwater decides he wants to join in on the fun, as does Jesse Turner in the 97 machine. And both Andrews and Sanford both get shut up the track now as Turner gets by Andrews, and now he gets by Charles Sanford in 24. And Jesse once more now in the 97 cars. He was inside of Fitzwater now for position. That is for 5th position. Turner in 6th that time by. And Joshua Osborne now is close up on the back of this pack too. And meantime, 10th place on back has fallen back just a little bit now. Phil Parker now running up in front, and we'll take a look and see who all's in the back of the pack here. Amanda Evans struggling along in 40th position, not having a good day so far. Christian Vargas in 39th. There's Clint Buchanan, 38th position. His Cat Batson now gets by the 29 car of Ryan Butcher. And Zach Winkle's gotten by all these cars here. Winkle up to 34th position, unfortunately, for the number 12 Altel machine. And the McCoys, Tito and Wes, both running side by side here. The 44 and 41 machines. Tito has position for the time being. But Wes now in that number 41 Dodge Charger moves on the outside of the racetrack. Tries to get past Tito for the time being. Come on through turn 3 and 4. Allison Rain, Daniel Bouchard, Gabby Conklin, Paul Minnick, Alexander Rowe, Mike Becker, Cement Oscon, Ryan Brommer, and Laura Chung all in his pack of cars here. And now Mike Becker says, "Screw this! I'm going to go inside here." As he moves on the as he made it 3 wide off turn number 2 here, and there's the Bouchard now moving his way up through the field here as he gets past Allison Rain. He's got the shove in the 48 car of Paul Minnick. Allison was running 23rd, and now Bouchard has taken 23rd away, but now here comes Minnick trying for that 23rd position. Moving a little bit further back in the field, Jessica Shelton, who was running top 10 a while back, though she's back to 22nd position. She usually runs really good up here in Michigan, but got shuffled back in the pack here. Matt McIntyre now moves inside of Cole Deaver. That's for 16th position. And McIntyre gets by Cole as they come off turn number 4. And there's this rest of the pack of cars as we now move back up front. And battle for the lead. It's Phil Parker and Nathan Ormond going at it. And Ormond led the last time by. Parker moves inside now on Ormond through turns number 1 and 2. Ormond has the advantage on the outside of the track here. We've seen some passes on the outside at Michigan. And Nathan Ormond takes the Interstate Batteries Pontiac up to the top spot now. Now can Phil Parker and some of the others fight back? Ormond, we mentioned, winner this season at Rockingham, looking for 2 wins this season. And Phil Parker, you know he's getting tired of finishing anywhere except first. And he is wanting to change out here today. 3 laps to go at Michigan. Parker inside through 1 and 2. He's got the slight advantage by about a car length coming through that first and second corners. Ormond fights back on the outside. Here comes Turner in the 97 car. Who's Jesse Turner go with? He's going to go with Ormond, but here comes Fitzwater. He's got the draft off the 25-car, James Henry. When you talk about those two drivers here, James Henry's never won a race in his Castrol GTX Cup Series career. And Fitzwater's not yet won a season as well, too, except for the Winston, but that doesn't count for points. 2 laps to go. Ormond. Does he have anything for Phil Parker up front there? It'll be the white flag this time by the silver Dodge or the green Pontiac. Which one will it be here in Michigan? And remember, these two get together here. Running third right now is James Henry. Off the 4th turn, Ormond snuck a peek down low. White flag waves. Ormond to the low side of Parker. Phil Parker on the outside of the racetrack here. He gets loose there, and Ormond takes the lead. Now can Parker fight back here? He tries to. Can he close up back up on Parker? On Ormond. I don't think he's going to do so. And here comes John Andrews to the inside for second place on Parker. They try to get a draft off of each other here, but it's going to be too little, too late. Off turn number 4, and his second win ever at Michigan and second win of the season. Nathan Ormond wins the Miller Lite 400 at Michigan. It is Ormond's second win of the season. He won, as we mentioned, at Rockingham. And he takes the Bobby Labonte colors to victory lane here today. And Phil Parker again close but no cigar. He ends up finishing second again. But as we mentioned there, Parker's proven in the last few races he has got one of the cars that can win. This is the question of when he'll do so. I wouldn't be surprised if it happens before the season's up, though. I will admit that. John Andrews with a nice finish. He finishes third here today. Good run for the 16 team. Fourth will go to James Henry. Fifth will go to Jesse Turner. Zachary Fitzwater sixth. Joshua Osborne a seventh place finish here today. Charles Sanford eighth. Quentin Moore ninth. And Trent Dunham, we haven't talked about him much today. He ends up finishing 10th in that 26 machine. Average speed 195.37 miles per hour. And 17 races are in the books we mentioned, and 17 now left to go. So we are now at the halfway point of season 31 of the Castrol GTX Cup Series. We'll give you the rest of the finishing order here today. Levi McIntyre 11th, Kyle Matthews 12th, 13th Dylan Poteet. Keith Batson comes home 14th, Cole Deaver 15th, Dylan Young 16th, 17th will go to Matt McIntyre. Seth Cole 18th, William Brock 19th, Ryan George comes home in 20th, James Sykes 21st, Jessica Shelton dropped to 22nd, 23rd will go to Daniel Bouchard, 24th, Mike Becker, Paul Minnick 25th, Ryan Brommer, Allison Rain, Cement Oscon, Gabby Conklin, Laura Chung, the top 30, then Alexander Rowe, Zach Winkle, Tina McCoy, Ryan Butcher, Roberto Crown Jr., Clint Buchanan, Weston McCoy, Christian Vargas, Kat Batson, and Amanda Evans to top the finishing order in today's race. So that will do here today at Michigan Speedway, and the usually exciting Miller Lite 400 is history this season. And congratulations once again to Nathan Orman, the winner here today. If you like what you see here, be sure to subscribe to the NNSCRA Sports and Gaming channel. We got everything on this channel. We got NR races. We got gaming videos. We got NR online videos. Whatever the president of the NNSCRA, Seth Cole, desires to have for his channel, be sure to check out Seth's Duracell Cup Series, which is the main series on this channel. His latest season is now hot and heavy and underway this season as well too. And if you want in on future seasons, be sure to get with Seth and he'll get you going. And also be sure to check out our other two channels that does NNSCRA offline rate stuff, such as channel X86753098588X. That's Dylan Young's channel. He's the man who does the NNSCRA Spectrum Mobile Cup Series. And also channel Thrash Maniac 99, the man who does the NNSCRA Marvel Studios Cup Series. That's Levi McIntyre's channel. And be sure to give those two channels a sub for some cool stuff, along with this channel you're watching here too. So that will do it here today at Michigan. And for now, this is James Clausen. This has been a production of the NNSCRA celebrating 10 years of offline racing at its best. We'll see you at Daytona for the Pepsi 400.